Hey, how's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. A little bit later than I anticipated I would be. So I probably should change that little graphic. It says Monday morning motivation, and here we are, afternoon now. Anyways, this is going to be pretty quick and to the point today. Normally, what I like to get on here and do is challenge you into stepping into your calling and your identity more, and pushing beyond where you are currently, and taking action into whatever it is God is asking you to do. Because really, that needs to be something that we're constantly looking at. You can't just get a word and then sit on it and expect it to just somehow be fulfilled. There's an element of you stepping out and taking action and exercising faith that we all need to remember. But today I want to read a story out of John 10 because I really want to pull just one little thing out of it, and I want to present it to you as something to encourage you. There's a lot of craziness going on around. Spend any small amount of time on social media or watching the news, and you're just going to see a lot of negative stuff, uh, a lot of things coming at you that are um, not boosting people up. They're not bringing people into a higher place. It can be confusing and dragging people down. So I want to read to you a story from John 10, verses 22 to, I think it's 42. Yeah, to the end of the chapter. And this is a story where Jesus is, being questioned about who he is and about what he's done and what he's saying about himself. And the religious leaders here are trying to kill him. And there's a lot of stuff that's being thrown at him, but in the response there is a piece of encouragement in there that we can all take hold to as a promise, no matter what's going on. So let's jump into that. Starting in verse 22. The time came to observe the winter feast of renewal in Jerusalem. Jesus walked into the temple area under Solomon's covered walkway when the Jewish leaders encircled him and said, "How much longer will you keep us in suspense? Tell us the truth and clarify this for us once and for all. Are you really the Messiah, the anointed one?" Jesus answered them, "I have told you the truth already, and you did not believe me. The proof of who I am is revealed by all the miracles that I do in the name of my Father. Yet you stubbornly refuse to follow me. Yet you stubbornly refuse to follow me because you are not my sheep. As I've told you before, my own sheep will hear my voice, and I know each one of them, and they will follow me. I give to them the gift of eternal life, and they will never be lost, and no one has the power to snatch them out of my hands. My Father, who has given them to me as a gift, is the mightiest of all, and no one has the power to snatch them from my Father's care. The Father and I are one." When they heard this, the Jewish leaders were so enraged that they picked up rocks to stone him to death. But Jesus said, "My Father has empowered me to work many miracles and acts of mercy among you. So which one of them do you want to stone me for?" The Jewish leaders responded, "We're not stoning you for any good you did. It's because of your blasphemy. You're just a son of Adam, but you've claimed to be God." Jesus answered, "Isn't it written in your scriptures that God said, 'You are gods'?" I, I just love that little piece that he put in there. Isn't it written your scriptures? Just a funny little thing that he throws back at him. So continuing on here, the scriptures cannot be denied or found to be in error. So if those who have the message of the scriptures are said to be gods, then why would you accuse me of blasphemy? For I have been uniquely chosen by God, and he is the one who sent me to you. How then could it be blasphemy for me to say, I am the Son of God? If I'm not doing the beautiful works that my Father sent me to do, then don't believe me. But if you see me doing the beautiful works of God upon the earth, then you should at least believe the evidence of the miracles. Even if you don't believe my words, then you would come to experience me and be convinced that I am the Father, that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. Well, I love that right there. If you see him doing beautiful works of God upon the earth, then you should believe in the evidence of the miracles, even if you don't believe in his words. And then you would come to experience me and be convinced that I am in the Father and the Father is in me. That's pretty incredible right there, that you get to experience him just by looking at the beautiful works that he did as evidence that God is in him and he was in God. It's pretty simple right there, and it's pretty straightforward. And on this side of the cross, with him being inside of us, we get to do these wonderful things, and we get to point people to the Father and his goodness. All right, let's continue on here. Verse 39. Once again, they attempted to seize him, but he escaped miraculously from their clutches. Then Jesus went back to the place where John had baptized him at the crossing of the Jordan. Many came out to where he was and said about him, even though John didn't perform any miracles, everything he predicted about this man is true. And many people became followers of Jesus at the Jordan and believed in him. I love this story. It's such a great story. Jesus gets to lay out more about who he is and exercising faith in him. It's such a great story. But the one thing I want to pull out of this for you today, and the one thing I want you to take away from this, is the encouragement given in verse 28. Jesus said, I give to them, his followers, I give to them the gift of eternal life, and they will never be lost, and no one has the power to snatch them out of my hands. So regardless of situations going on around you, circumstances, no one has the power to take you from him. You've been given the gift of eternal life. It doesn't start in the future. It started at the cross. That's where eternal life started from. So when your current body dies, you're just transitioning into that next phase of eternity, or that next portion of it, however you want to term that, phrase it. It's the next step in that. It's the next thing that comes, right? You are already an eternal being. You are already a kingdom citizen. That is the thing that you have to be able to take hold of. Take hold of that this week and be encouraged by it. Be encouraged that Jesus has given you eternal life, and that no one, not one of you, can be lost. And no one has the power to snatch you out of his hands. Nothing. So be encouraged by that this week. Take hold of it and live from that place. Live from that place of authority that you've been given, authority that you've been grafted into as a child of God. Take comfort in the fact that you are wrapped up in the Trinity, that you get to just live and love from a place of rest. Take encouragement that you cannot be snatched away from him. So no matter what's going on, we get to be filled with joy. We get to live abundantly. When people look at you as a Christian, they should be like, I do not understand it. All right. How do they live so abundantly? How do they have so much joy? Regardless of circumstance, regardless of situation, the fruits of the Spirit come out of you. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. Be encouraged. Jesus said, I give to them the gift of eternal life, and they will never be lost, and no one has the power to snatch them out of my hands. Love you all. Have a great week.